Most people think there's only one level to dreaming, but that's completely wrong. In this video, I want to discuss the 4 levels of dreaming as my glasses fog up. How are you guys doing? How is everyone? There are 4 levels to dreaming. I want to explore each one. The 4th level, which is the deepest level, is the most insane, right? Virtually no one knows it even exists, right? Let's jump right into it. The first level of the dream level, right? Why do we even have dreams, right? Our body is attuned to take in stimulus and information. So while we're awake, we're taking in information from the outer world. So your body's taking in all kinds of information from the external world. Everything that you could touch, taste, and smell. So your mind constructs your experience. One of your mind's top priorities is to construct the world around you based on the information it receives. So when you go to sleep and close your eyes and dream at night, you're no longer receiving information from the outer world. But your mind still wants to construct the world to experience. So a dream world is when your mind switches from constructing a dream world from an external world to an internal world. In other words, your mind wants to construct a world for you. So it turns to your inner world during dreams, right? To pull information from the outside to you. So the first dream level is a world that's constructed from the information from your conscious and your personal unconscious. The first dream level is composed of schemas, conscious information, and your personal unconscious, right? A schema is just a set of attributes that you give to a concept, right? So like, for example, if I say doctor, you think of different attributes associated with doctor. Like you may think of a white lab coat, right? A doctor's office, right? They're all attributes of the schema of doctor that you have in your mind. So the first level, your mind is operating on schemas. So let's say you have a dream about a doctor. So what are the schemas that are involved with doctors? A white lab coat, a doctor, and then you have another schema like office, which could include a computer, a receptionist, right? Your mind automatically generates these schemas in your mind. So you might be having a dream of a doctor and a virus, all these things in your mind. Your mental schemas are it's almost like your mind is playing an association game. Not only is the first level made of schemas, but it's also made of your personal unconscious. People events in your life, things that are happening, everything that is going on in your world. Your personal unconscious is made up of content that is in your mind, but you're not really aware of, like a memory that you have, right? These fall under the personal unconscious. And the thing about the first level of dreams is it's pretty superficial. There's not really too much deep symbolic things in this first level of dreaming. For example, if you're dreaming that you're in a doctor's office, it may be because maybe you have an appointment next week, or maybe you're dreaming you're mad at your girlfriend, maybe because you really are just mad, It doesn't mean that you can't learn anything from the first level. You can definitely learn things from the first level. You can highlight certain things. The point is that this level is a little more random and a little more obvious to what the meanings are, right? And that completely changes in dream level 2, the deep personal unconscious. This is dream level 2. This is when things start to get really interesting and symbolic. The second dream level deals with what the information that's in your deep unconscious. So this could include parts of your shadow self, parts of you that you have suppressed, things that you haven't even been aware of, right? At this level, things don't usually mean what they seem to mean. So if you're thinking about a doctor in dream level 2, it's probably not because you have a doctor's appointment. It could be because maybe you need to do some intense personal healing, right? If you're thinking of your mother, maybe you're thinking about the motherly side of yourself. At this level, everything that appears are basically representations of your own psyche. So your mother doesn't really represent your mother, but the motherly side of you. If you see a child crying in dream level 2, it doesn't represent an actual child crying. It could be the childlike version of you. Maybe you're overworked and your mind is trying to tell you, hey, nurture the child side of yourself, right? At dream level 2, the dreams are highly archetypal, right? Each of these archetypes are represented by things in your life. The archetype of healing and nurturing may be represented by the mother in your dream, right? Your childlike nature may be represented by a child crying, right? It's very symbolic. It's the symbols and archetypes will appear to you through people and events that you know, things that have happened in your life. Now, the dreams in this level will be pushing you toward unity. They will be symbolically showing you different parts of your psyche that are fractured and need to be integrated. Things that you need to pay attention to so you could be whole. Parts of your psyche that need to be integrated, right? Now, so for example, I had a dream of I had a house, and in this new room, it was full of things that I wanted. In order to get to this room, I had to make an extremely difficult decision, right? And this kind of translated into my life because I had to make a big decision, and I possibly had to sever a connection with a friend. So this is only the second level, right? I haven't even reached the third or fourth, but let's move to the third. The third level is the human collective unconscious, dream level 3. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung said that the collective unconscious appears to be, it's similar to the previous one. It's very symbolic. It'll be moving you into unity and wholeness and very archetypal. The difference between this level and the last level is that there'll be less references to your personal unconsciousness, but you will meet highly archetypal characters that you've never met before. You'll be in exotic locations. It'll be highly symbolic. You may find yourself in a castle. You may encounter a wizard. You may have to slay a dragon, right? These are all archetypal motifs that have been encountered throughout history, right? Think of all the archetypal imagery on tarot cards, right? And in fairy tales and in religion. All these different archetypal imageries embedded in the collective unconsciousness. So when we have dreams of slaying a dragon or marrying a princess, right? Marrying a princess may have to do with you having to get in touch with your feminine side, right? It'll be the type of dream that you'll stay thinking about for weeks and years afterwards. Now finally, the fourth level, the deepest level, the most insane level, the universal collective unconscious. Now at dream level 4, at this level, it's an experience of archetypal patterns that are no longer clothed by your personal experiences or even the experiences of humanity. But it's set apart of all that, stripped and bare, right? Very few people get to dream level 4, right? It's really hard to describe. At this level, it may not even seem like a dream anymore. You may experience things on the other, right? Almost alien-like, or just mathematical patterns, fractals, right? It'll feel like you're having some sort of communication with an intelligence. It feels sort of similar to a DMT trip. Here's an example of one time I was having a lucid dream in the third dream level, and this dream, suddenly a dream character appeared. He just seemed out of place. It was a blue entity. It was a weird color. I couldn't describe it. It seemed really out of place in the dream. So this blue entity in dream level 3, it approached me and touched me, and it touched me, and I became paralyzed. I fell over, and everything became black. And then I began to experience brilliant mathematical patterns. And there was a communication and the passing of information, right? And this fourth level, the universal collective unconscious level of dreaming, is extremely strange. It didn't even feel like a dream. In fact, upon waking from an experience like this, while your eyes are still closed, even though you're awake, it may continue to have closed-eyed visuals as you continue to experience mathematical patterns. What's happening in this dream state is that you're communicating with your own mind. And these archetypal patterns are taking on the clothing of the different levels depending on the dream level that you're on. At the third level, those archetypal patterns take on the clothing of human motifs and narratives. Now, the second level, it takes the clothing of your personal unconsciousness, so people you may know, events in your life. So the fourth level is the pure idea, mathematical experience of love, right? The third level, it may take on the appearance of Gaia or the Great Mother. The second level, the experience of your mother, right? And this is happening because your mind is symbolically telling you that you need to have more nurturing. You need to tap into the nurturing side of yourself, right? Dreams to me are so interesting. I love you guys. I hope this wasn't too much crazy rambling. Just a little research that I have come across as far as dream levels. Let me know, you guys, in the comments, what are some of the most memorable dreams you guys have had. Let me know in the comments. I love you guys.